Welcome back to Raw Restoring Awesome Warrior. I'm your host, Jackie 8. And guess what I found? Guess who I found? I found my co-host, Gail Barron, the judge, in Atlanta. Gail, how you doing?
I'm well.
You've been going for over a month from the podcast. So I had to catch her. This is a Saturday. What's today? August the 15th? And she's in hot Atlanta. You were really moving with your disability.
Yeah, moving.
Moving, okay. But you all right?
I'm well.
Okay, you just coming from breakfast?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I found someone else in Hot ATL. Y'all see who's sitting on the couch? Hey, Sister Norette.
Hey.
Norette done made it down to Atlanta too.
Yeah.
We down here where you been?
Baby, just at home. I haven't traveled too much.
Oh, okay. So I guess I just missed you because I haven't seen you in over 5 months.
Right.
Okay. Well, we all here in Atlanta, y'all. So we're glad to be here. So I just was going to do a short podcast with them today because when I catch them, I got to get them. Can't catch these two. They do a lot of traveling and everything. So Norette, how's everything going? I know that y'all had a death in the family too, and you know when these things come up, it's more than what people realize. So how's everything? How's my brother?
It is. We actually had two earlier in the year. In the beginning of the year, we're out of here. You know, went back home. My niece, of course, unfortunately,
That's right.
had to bury her husband. This is a young couple with young kids, and it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
And still processing that. And then, of course, my mother-in-law passed away. And just July, you know, time is just moving. Time just keeps moving, but you know, your emotions and your grieving and all that is still very real and hasn't fully been dealt with. Nate is, it's just still in the processing part. He's still trying to process that because he had a lot of grief from his dad,
Right.
And a lot of that, you know, when his mom, I don't think he ever really fully grieved that. But I think losing his mom, both of them just hit him like a ton of bricks.
So I didn't realize that I hadn't got over. Okay, was that 3 deaths that I had that was personal to me. My dad, but see, my mother was still living, so that kind of like threw me into with my mom. And then when my mom passed, I had to start dealing with my husband. So after that, I didn't realize that I didn't grieve. So grieving comes in different forms for different people. Some people just keep on moving, right? But I finally went to grief class. I finally got into, and I didn't realize, you know, we talked about this before, like grieving, not only losing one in death, but there's people who lost jobs, been through divorce. It's loss, period. A change of life with your health. One day you was doing fine, walking around, and then you had a stroke, and that's loss. So now you lost what all that you had to go through when you went through yours. And what I want to talk to you both about just for 5 minutes, what are we doing to heal? Have you ever thought about it? Like, what is the healing process after this? Or do we just go on?
No, but it's a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go on, but your mind is not in it. You have to be intentional and purposeful about your healing. My life has changed, so I had to adjust to my new life. And so I had to put my mind into and accept I can't do things like I used to, but I can still do them. So the mindset in your spirit is vitally important, because without your spirit being up, why I say that? Because you can easily fall into depression. You can easily, fall into a lot of things. Even the grieving part is more mental than anything. It's a loss. Whatever. I can't do what I used to do. I don't have my job. I don't have this. It's a loss. And sometimes if you don't accept that, the outside will do you harm, because people don't understand where you come from. They're not concerned about where you come from, because life just moves. And so you got to be considerate of your own self, consider your own self, and deal with the changes that life dealt you. And that's the only way you can get through, because no one else is responsible for your healing. So I had to take ownership of my healing. I had to find another way. I can't do what I used to do. Find another way.
And Rick, you affected both 2 times this year. So how are you personally healing? How are you? I mean, you got your husband, you got your niece,
Right.
and you're the caretaker. Become caretakers, really.
Yeah.
So how are you coping and dealing with that?
Well, let me just go back a little bit, because what my personal health took an attack some years ago, younger than that year. So mine is not physical, so you can't see it. And because that, people think you're healthy and you can go on. But because mine's are more internal, like Gail, the judge, is speaking, when I first got sick with my lung issue and not being able to breathe, but it's more than it's not, I don't have asthma, so it's not just that. It's the disease that I have in my lung. It hinders me from a lot of things, but you don't see that unless I talk about it and tell them. But I knew from years ago, just watching people be sick, I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be. So my mind was made up before I even got sick that if I got sick, just to think how I wanted it to be. But until it hits you, that's kind of a different story. So when the attack initially hit my body, that was a little, that was hard, because your life changes. The doctors wanted to take me through this process where whatever this process they would do, it would reduce my immune system. I wouldn't be allowed to go outside, because if anybody was sick around me, it would affect me worse. And then I'd have to go and sit for these treatments for 4 hours every month. And I opted out of that, because I just didn't, that was the worst of what I was feeling. But I had to go on, and my going on state looked like I was good. I was struggling because I couldn't breathe. When you struggle with your breathing and they put you on different medications, that takes a toll on your body. I was sluggish in my movements. I was dealing with extreme fatigue, but everyone was looking at me, expecting me to keep being the person I was prior to this. I had to set my mind to say, I know what you see, and I can't help what you're asking me. I'm going to have to take care of myself. Because if I don't, I'm going to be that sick person that I don't want to be. I don't want to be sick in the house, and somebody got to come and feed me, take care. I just didn't. And then I was mad, because I felt like I'm too young to have this happen. Why does it happen to me? I'm not ready for this. So I was making it. I remember when I first got sick and they had me in the house, I had to get out of the house. Because if you sit in the house around the 4 walls, it was making me sick. I needed to get out. I needed to be amongst people that were living. I needed to hear stories of people, success stories, because I needed to know how to not succumb to the sickness and all that comes with it. And now I'm depressed. I know you hear athletes who lose their limbs and then they go do the Special Olympics because they have a will and a desire, but you got to do it though. Your mind and your actions have to meet up. So I had to get there. So here's the downside to that. So I had such a will to be better. Then when my niece lost her husband, I went down there to take care of her. So you put yourself aside to go help somebody else. And then my and that thing was devastating. That was that was the first time I went through a full funeral with someone. She's young. When she saw him, and she was there doing CPR with him before he passed away, her and her young daughter, she feels like had she kept up with the CPR, maybe he could have lived. She's battling, and all that comes with putting together a funeral. Now, thank God all her paperwork and everything in order, but that didn't make up for the loss. You know what I mean? She had to bury her husband, who they expected to, grow old together. And then seeing him in the casket for the first time, and I'm new at this. I don't know, but I have to help her through this process. Mm-hmm. Even still today, she's still suffering. So that was a whole experience that I'm trying to hold her together. So when you're a caregiver for somebody, you can oftentimes forget about yourself. And then I get back home, come back to Philly, and then my husband's dealing with his mom. And it was so many things and trying to get the best care for her that went wrong, which is why he's dealing with a lot of guilt. Because you put your family member in these nursing home and this rehab place, they sell you this beautiful picture, and it's not like, because his dad said, take care of your mom. And that's what he 100% tried to do. And then it didn't pan out like that because the facilities aren't what they were supposed to be. And then he got the message that she passed away. And I'm on my way. I'm getting to him. And it wasn't until he saw my face that he walked in. And just this whole process. So in a way, when you're a caregiver, you don't often think about the things of yourself, because you've got people that you have to hold up. You have people that are counting on you, and they need you. You have to take care of yourself too. So I know people will say that, and you do. But what do you do about the person? I mean, it wasn't like it was a cousin. This is my husband. We live together. I'm trying to, you have to. You don't like to see them in the state. So, you do your best to keep them together. So this trip is the first moment. Being here is actually the first moment that I've actually had to myself. Where I didn't have to worry about or care. And you don't realize, like, this is such a relaxing moment for me. But I really can feel it now that I'm here. Because I know when I go back, it'll be, we jump back into the work of things. So I thank God for the trip. I don't know if I answered the question.
But that's a word right there, Gil. Take a break in between, because it's not going away until we deal with it. Yeah. It is what it is. It's some people just pile it on, pile it. It's not like you want to pile it on, but if that's your portion in life, you don't even realize that you just keep heaping, and to the point that you don't realize until you take a break from it. She's saying she's only come here for another funeral, but it's a break for her. You have to take the breaks.
The breaks are imperative. They used to have a saying that I think is so far from the truth, is take a licking and keep on ticking. And so we operate in that mindset, but if no one is taking care of the caregiver, then you'll find yourself in a corner somewhere, right, and overwhelmed, because nobody, even though our heart is to take care of others, but who's taking care of you?
Right.
And that self-care is important too. And I'm going to go out and say first, because you can't help nobody else if you yourself. You can try, but all along you are breaking down areas in your life. I remember one of my cousins that passed. She passed for several reasons. She didn't pass for what we thought. It was the shutdown or the breakdown of her other organs. It wasn't even what was diagnosed. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we focus on one thing, while the different things around you is what causes you to break down or shut down. So you got to be aware of, you can't be tunnel vision. You can't focus on one thing. You got to think about a whole lot. because each affects another. It's domino effect.
Well, I'm gonna take a station break right here because we have in the room. She don't want to be on camera, right? But she's coming up in an episode later on. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Daisy.
I just, but because she's instrumental in when we was talking. Um, she's on a vacation. Sometimes we don't realize when we just need to go away,
Yeah.
get away. We just in a room in Atlanta, Georgia, just relaxing and eating and watching TV and doing absolutely nothing. And I think that's important for all the home caregivers,
Yeah.
all those who are taking care of people. Because you know what? You can't turn it off.
No.
That's the problem. You know that you need it, but you got loved ones that you, like Lorette said and Gail said, but Lorette said it most, that you're taking care of everybody else, but you're still going through. Your health is not even well. You know, you forget about yourself and you can keep on going until it's too late for yourself. So I know it's a struggle with people to put their self first or make sure they're okay, because in the midst of it, you don't think like that.
Yeah.
So anyone who haven't been through this, you can sit on the side and say, you know what, me first, and I'm going to do me. Well, we can say that, but if you love and have that, how you was raised or whatever, you're still taking care of others, and you come last.
And that's true, but experience
It's
after a while will set in. It will teach you to.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
To think of you, because you're sometimes you can get in a place where what your mind tell you can do, your body will say no.
Yeah.
I can't do. I used to have income. I used to help. I don't have no more. I'm on fixed income. So where I usually can spend and share, not that I want to.
Yeah.
Reality has set in.
Things change.
I want to get up and drive. I want to get up, but reality.
Yeah.
So before I get out there and harm somebody else in that car, I think I want to get out there. I want to get Monica's car and just go.
Can I do a sidebar with this? Y'all look at me. Come close. Before she got in this condition, I wouldn't ride with my sister. She drives very fast, and she talking, and she stay in the left lane. You know, you're supposed to stay in the right unless you're passing, you're going left. So I couldn't imagine that she's still trying to get under the wheel. So Monica and Lorette would have to ride with her, because I'll just stay on the side, because I had a headache when she was really driving. But yeah, I wish for everyone to get back to normal and get back. And you don't have to stop your life because of this.
Yeah, some parts of normalcy.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see that you are all here on a vacation, even though it's for a reason, but God knows what we need. And so just take a few days, get away, even if you're in your own city. I was telling Monica, me and my late husband, we used to just go down the street to a hotel. I mean, literally down the street. It was a chain of scenery.
Yeah.
And we would get a room.
Yeah.
And do absolutely nothing again. We would go shopping. Like, they waiting to go shopping right now. So that's why Lorette's sitting over on the edge and Monica over here. They ready to go shopping, because that was part of the life.
Yeah.
It was fun. Me and Monica found ribs last night. I'm gonna let Gail and Lorette tell their story, and then we're gonna get up out of here, because they told me it was fully cooking in their room. Me and Monica, we ate all night. And we feeling it today, but it was joy. Right, Monica?
Yeah.
We had fun. I'm saying get away, get the cake, anime. So we brought pound cake. So we're gonna turn that over to Lorette. So when you finish doing all you can't do no more. Pass it on. Yes, it just like I'm saying Lorette and Gail and her husband's here. I'm not saying I don't care about y'all to like give you the cake and stuff, because I know we all got on. We all need to have it. We don't need to have all the stuff that we eat. But that's another thing. Eating can take place of a inside thing too. Like, There was no reason for me and Monica to be eating the way we did last night. Y'all understand me? Like, we wasn't hungry. It was a joy to just keep eating. And I know if this part of our grieving or getting free or just having fun, but I want people to understand, don't feel bad about it because we all do it. Like, we just go and buy stuff. And like, we only here for 2 days. We're here for 2 days, but we had enough probably for a week. And it took Monica to say, Aunt Jackie, that's enough. Let's go. Come on out of the store. Because we got to leave Sunday. There's no reason that we did. So I'm hearing that y'all two did the same thing.
It was 3 against 1. I couldn't.
Oh,
I couldn't. I didn't have a voice. I know how my husband do is just us. But now that he had a sidekick, I just stepped out. We had in the room rotisserie chicken, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, broccoli, and roll that we did in the microwave.
Mashed potato gravy.
Yeah, mashed potatoes.
That's now y'all hear this? And they both sitting over here, they diabetics.
But let me just say, you can do a lot. If you're going to take a moment and enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself.
Go out of it.
It doesn't take a lot.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be in the best health. If you move a little slower, as long as you get there. You know what I mean? Everybody with a different
Plan to finish say no judgment zone.
Right.
Oh my God.
You don't get to eat like this all the time when you're busy doing other things. You guys eat, you may not eat like that for no, but you know what? You eat the cake. Eat the cake.
Enjoy your life.
Save me a piece of cake by all means.
So over there on the counter, we're gonna give we're gonna get the rest of the cake. Gail's husband's gonna get the ribs, and the rest of the stuff that's up on the shelf, Monica just had. I'm done. We had a good vacation, so I'm gonna let y'all go. We're just talking about grieving, getting away. Take time for yourself in the middle of it. Life goes on, but take time. So I'm glad to have this moment that we're in a hotel room, just enjoying ourselves. We're trying to debate whether we're going to go for what we came for. But that's me and Monica. But we decided we're going to go and show our face. These two, y'all going to go show your face and eat some more because they got a repass. I'm going to tell you about it when I come back tonight, okay? We'll talk to you later. Love you all. And as we always end our podcast saying, love God, love family, work hard, and be kind. Love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Thank you all. Thank you so much. I wanted the world to see these three on camera. Okay.